I'm actually now recording. All right, so first I want to make this an actual disclaimer, and I just want to set this up. Jeff is a very important person to our lives. I've known him since the third grade. He actually he really means a lot to me, and no matter what choices he actually does in life, I love him actually regardless. So.
Okay, that's awkward, but
Mikey, I'm confused about the Zoom. I thought I was on the phone with you, and you're just gonna get Leaper. A Zoom meeting.
These tech guys, they can never just do things like they gotta have their fancy way.
Bro, I was on the phone with him, Leaper, and I'm just like, he's like, all right, let's get Jeff on the phone. And he hangs up, and then I realize I gotta go into this Zoom meeting and do a code.
All right, so I'm sure you boys have some questions. I have my own question.
Tell me actually what you told me. So let's just start it like that.
Mike, why are you so far from? I can barely hear you. You're so far from the phone or something.
Okay, how about now?
That's better. That's better.
Here, do you want to see me? Will that help?
Oh, could I?
Yeah. Do you see me?
I can see you, Mike.
Yeah. Jeff.
No, I mean, I can't.
Probably because you got a flip phone. That's probably the problem. All right, so Jeff, tell me.
Well, I mean, basically, I'll just give you guys the rundown of how the whole thing went down.
Okay.
And what's going on. So basically, I meet.
Because she works for you. She works at the school.
Yeah. I meet Carrie at school. I see her like a couple months ago, and it was just like completely in awe, thinking, "Oh my God, it's the hottest girl I've ever seen," And then, just we didn't say much to each other for the first, I'd say, 2 months of school, and then finally, right before Fantasy Fest, I went up there. It was just like, "Hey, you want to be my spoon?" I was like, because I was the Campbell Soup camp for Fantasy Fest, and I needed someone to be a spoon with me. And she was like, "Absolutely," So that's how we exchange numbers. We go out, we have a good time. And then we start hanging out. Next thing you know, we go on a few dates. And then, then it basically gets to the point where you're alone and you're going to get ready to be, get ready to have sex. And you're in that moment. And then she stops me and she's like, "There's something I got to tell you." And I was like, "Oh, shit, what's this?" I thought she was going to tell me that she was married or dating someone else or something. And she was on to tell me that she hasn't completed her surgery. Or all her surgeries. And I was like, "What are you talking about? What I don't understand." I was so confused. And she was like, she's like, I'm almost completely a woman." And right there, I knew exactly what was going on. I was like,
yeah.
Oh. I was like, and at this point, I've already developed feelings for her. It wasn't like, it wasn't even like a sexual thing out of the gate. It was like, actually, we got to know each other, and it became like true, like we just kind of like clicked immediately. And I was like beyond confused in my own head. Like, what the frick is going on? I don't even understand this, like in my own world. And so we didn't end up doing anything that night. And she was like, "I understand if you want to walk away from this." And then that's when things got really weird for me, because I was sat there and I was like, I actually don't want to walk away. I want to see her through the rest of her surgeries and become a woman, and then we can have a normal man-woman relationship. I mean, it's not like I'm gay. I'm not into dudes, but she's got a penis still. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, there's no other. I mean, what do you do when you love somebody and that's the one obstacle in your way?
Yeah. So, I mean, as actually far as, what I think, that, love actually comes first, and, that we actually reached a point in our lives that, does it really matter about stuff, like that? This is somebody that, that makes you happy, makes you feel good. And, why do you have to like hide that? And if it actually, does make you gay, so what? Who the fuck cares?
No, dude, I'm not gay. It's not like I sit there and like, say to Carrie, hey, let me blow you, or, put it in my ass tonight. So, I mean, it's not like that at all. Guys, listen, this is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. I mean, it's not like I'm not completely 100% comfortable with it yet, but I'm becoming more comfortable with it because we have such a strong bond. And it's just, listen, you guys have known me my whole life, or pretty much almost all your lives. This isn't like something that like, I don't go on like transgender porn and like, sit there and like seek this out. This just kind of happened. It was like very bizarre. I mean, trust me, it's gonna be even weirder when I actually have to tell my daughter what's going on. But my best friend Tammy, my roommate, she's here. She's actually listening in on our conversation here, and she could tell you too, because she's the first person who I told, and she's sitting there like talking me through this too. And trust me, there's been plenty of nights where I had to drink myself into a stupor to be like, what? I can't believe I'm going down this road, but I am.
Mm-hmm. So the surgery's in January, right?
That's the tentative date. They're waiting on like, you got to like go through all these different checkups and things, and like you got to like go through like psychological like profiling and all this stuff to make sure that, because once you do it, there's no going back.
Yep.
It's not the easiest process, but I mean, she's come this far. She's already had, her face done and boobs and, tucks and hormone therapy and this and that. And it's a pretty intensive, involved process.
Is the hormone therapy, does that just go on forever, or is this for a certain period of time?
No, it goes on forever.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, listen, this is like one of these things. It's like you probably have like very few definitive moments in your life that define you as a person. And I would probably say this is right up there.
Yeah, without a doubt. Kidding me?
I mean, I'm still like, what? Like, and the thing is I never actually saw Carrie as a male. It was like she just, in my eyes, has always been a woman. And even Tammy, when I first introduced my roommate Tammy, when I first introduced Carrie to Tammy, she thought she was a woman. Like, you can never tell the difference.
Yeah, she looks just like a woman. Her face structure, like everything about her, looks like a woman. Her boobs are wonderful.
She has a
She's
penis.
A beautiful woman.
She just has a penis still.
So when did she begin the whole process?
It's actually been a couple of years, like slowly, because I mean, she comes from the deep south. She comes from, she was in Georgia. She's actually from Georgia. I forgot what town. But so she was like a complete outcast in her family, and having to like, growing up, she said she always knew that she was born in the wrong body, but then, just because of society and the way things went with her family and her town, she went on to marry a girl, had kids, two boys with them. And then it wasn't until, they were close to, one had graduated high school and then the other one was close, when she finally was just like, I can't live like this anymore. I think the whole Bruce Jenner thing or Caitlyn Jenner thing kind of help, and just how everybody, the LBGT movement, all that stuff. I mean, it's just, I can't imagine what it was like for her being born in the wrong body her whole life. And trust me, I never thought in a million years that I would be standing by someone's side and saying, yeah, this is going to be my partner. Or whatever you call it.
Have you met the boys? The boys?
Yeah. Yep. One of them's okay with it. The other one, not so much.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, pretty much because of just, where they grew up and what was put in their head for so long.
Yeah. So, I actually definitely understand what he's going through, John, and I think that he just needs our support, no matter what he does choose.
Oh, listen, guys, there's days where I literally like break down and I start losing it because I'm like, I start to question myself, like, what on earth is going on? Like, who am I? You know, you start to doubt yourself. And, but I mean, I don't know. The more we go forward with this, the more I feel more confident and comfortable with the whole thing.
Yeah. Well,
Shit.
I definitely
Yeah, follow your heart.
I actually definitely support any decision you make. I'm really looking forward to meeting her. You know, she is, she's always welcome into my family. So,
Well, and the thing is when you guys meet her, you'll instantly like be comfortable with her, and she's not shy about talking about it. She's very comfortable with, you know, just who she is and where she's come from and who she used to be. But you know, she's so close to the finish line now. I think her confidence has grown so much because, I mean, whoever's done all her surgeries has done a bang up job because she's smoking. I mean, Tammy can attest to it. She's fucking hot. Other than just, the only thing that was kind of weird was
Never seen downstairs, so I have no idea.
right. But remember the one day at the beach, that was a little awkward. Yeah,
It's kind of, you know, sarong.
it's a sarong thing to kind of cover it up, but it was a little weird for me, at least.
Yeah.
so what do you think, John? I mean,
What do you mean? What do I think? I mean, whatever. Jeff already knows I love him. Shit.
yeah.
Hey, whatever your heart tells you.
I mean, listen, guys. I never thought in a million years
Yeah,
this
this
is where
is
I would
hard
be,
for him
and
to just come out.
this
and
would
say this.
be going on. I mean, I think it's going to be good for my daughter to recognize, like, you know, when I finally tell her, like, hey, look, this is the world we live in now, and you know, it's all about who you are as a person and who you love. I mean, it doesn't matter male, female, black, white, yellow, orange. You got 3 legs, 10 legs, don't matter. As long as, you know, love is love. And, you know, like you said, Michael, you just get to a stage in life where you're just like, that's all that really matters. So I'm just like following my heart.
Yeah, completely. Whatever your heart tells you and your gut tells you, that's usually the right thing, you know?
Yeah,
Almost
I mean, obviously, look at all my past relationships. None of them have worked. So, you know, they've all been just not good people, or they just, you know, they want different things. Me and Carrie completely have respect for each other, and our communication is amazing, and just we both have obviously been through some stuff, so we can relate. She's got children, I've got a daughter, so we understand sacrifice, and we're just right there at the same place in life. It's just kind of weird. Listen, I've lost many nights of sleep over this since it started.
Mm.
You know, just because you sit there and you question, you're like, what's going on? I mean, John, I guarantee you at some point in your life, you must have asked yourself if you're gay or not.
Oh, everyone does it at some point. They wonder,
No.
you know?
I've never actually done that, but I guarantee you have. I'm kidding, dude. We can laugh a little bit.
I think everyone questions themselves at some point, like even if it's briefly, you know, if you're a kid, you know, but I mean, it's normal. Everything's normal.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Normal.
There's got to be, you know, I mean, there's got to be a point in time where you sit there and you look at yourself and you got to say, what exactly is it that I want out of my life? And all I really want at this point is just love, somebody that I can love and someone loves me back, because 43 years, I don't think I've found it yet, except for obviously my friends, but that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tammy's 42. Tammy just turned 42, and she's still looking for the same thing. I mean, I think this is, in her eyes, a little bit of like, it's been great because it's been actually the people, well, only a couple of people know, but they've all done some introspective looking within themselves and saying, hey, what exactly is it that I want? Because it's liberating in a weird way.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't run from like real feelings and love. I mean, shit, you can't run from that shit. I mean, it's there. It ain't going nowhere. And so you just got to kind of ride it and trust it. I know that much. But you know,
I knew if anyone would understand, you guys would. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be like, you know, Farmer and Eric and some of those other guys are going to be like, kind of like, what the fuck, you know, and they're going to just not understand. I'm not doing this to try to convince people one way or the other. It is what it is. So.
Has Carrie dated anyone since she started making the change, or no?
Yeah, she's tried. She's like, it's hell. She's like, people. I mean, that's why, you know,
Yeah.
she chose Key West because, you know, it's pretty liberal and open-minded. She had thought about
Yeah.
maybe moving to like San Francisco or New York City or, you know, just a couple more liberal cities. And yeah, she said she did try and it was awful, but she's like, you know, she's like, with you, she's like, it's just so easy. She's like, I could just be who I am. I don't feel judged. And, you know, she's like, you make me feel, you know, beautiful. And I'm like, well, you are beautiful. And once you have the surgery, I don't, you know, the whole thing with that, I mean, I don't know how that works at first. I'm still kind of looking. I think what they do is, well, she explained it to me. What they basically do is they basically slice your penis right down the middle. They cut it in half, and then they fold everything back up and in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that's gonna, you know, how's that gonna feel? I have no idea. I mean, it's obviously not the natural. It's not the natural lubrication that a woman, a real woman, would have. So we're probably gonna have to use some stuff. But whatever, I'll try it.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, I'm sure we have a lot more questions. You know, John and I have conducted a lot of questions to ask you, but I think let's just actually take it slow. You know, I think John needs time to absorb it. We all do, and you know, I think it's just great.
Feel free, guys. Feel free to ask questions. I mean, I'll do the best I can to answer. I still have questions. I mean,
yeah.
You know, there's things about myself and about her and her whole process that I'm like, okay. But as I figure it out as I go, I'll certainly. But the best feeling of this whole thing is just being like real and being honest about it, not even like trying to pretend it's not what it is, because it is what it is. Yeah, I just love her. I mean, that's what it is.
What actually John was asking me is more about what do you do with the penis? You know.
What do you mean? We haven't had sex yet like that.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. It's not like I'm not gonna blow her. I mean, that sounds as funny as it is. But I mean, I'm not gonna go that route because it's just like I said, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm sitting there desiring a penis, and I'm certainly not gonna let anything go up inside of me. You know, so it's just. We'll just wait for the surgery, and then we'll get on with that part of it. But until then, there's other ways to be intimate.
Oh, for sure. Like I don't have any questions really, Mikey.
I know. I'm actually turning this into like an intervention.
I think that's really Mike's question, but you know, it's all good.
Well, I was just gonna say that I love how Mike is projecting his questions onto you, John.
Listen, John has a lot of questions, and let me give you the first few of them that he had. Okay.
Well, and the truth of it, boys, is when I first came out and said to myself, okay, obviously other than Tammy here, I'm like, from my hometown boys, who am I gonna tell first? I first thought to myself, who's the most deranged and twisted of them all? Mike.
Oh,
so
of course.
Like, okay. I'm like, I could tell him because he'll love me regardless. And then I was like, well, Weeper's obviously one of my best friends in life and is understanding and open-minded too. So I'll tell him. You know, these other guys, they may be time until they find out.
Yo, so when you were in that first kind of intimate moment, and then she told you, how did that, like, what was that like, and what was the reaction? What did you guys talk about?
Oh
and all
my
that
God,
stuff?
dude! I was like, I wish there was a camera on my face to see the facial, like how I went from like hot and heavy to like all of a sudden like I thought she was punking me at first.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. And then she was like, I could tell, but they're like, she was emotional. So I was like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
All right, so let's plan. You know, you're coming down for Thanksgiving.
Well, listen.
Oh, so you guys are
Well, look. Hold on, that. I looked at plane tickets today. They're not exactly the cheapest. So I don't know if I can pull this off. I got my daughter's sweet 16 coming up and Christmas. So I was looking at today, actually, right after I got out of a meeting. And, yeah, plus, you know, we have Carrie's thing coming up in January that I'm going to need to save money for to help her out. But so it's not like 100% guarantee. I'm not going to like dismiss it altogether, but you know, between the airfare and the game tickets, it's going to run me like $1,000. It's a lot of money.
Really? Airfare is that expensive?
Yeah, which is crazy out of Fort Lauderdale, unless I can find something cheaper, you know.
Right
And
now.
it also all comes down to this weekend. If they lose to Oklahoma State, I'm not even going to bother.
Right. I was telling Mikey, I was like, if they lose Oklahoma State, which they could possibly, for sure.
Easily.
Okay. All right. So let's base it on that game first. Now this game is very important.
Right.
So,
But I know Carrie wants to meet you guys, and she wants to go to the game. And so if I can pull it off, I will. You know, we're going to look at it and see if, like, you know, we can get some kind of, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just
put 5 Gs on the Rams.
John, that game scares me. Chiefs are good.
all right, guys. I have to actually go to. I have to go to this thing for my kids. So yeah, this is a good conversation. I'm actually glad that.
All right. Well, I feel better knowing that at least, you know, 2 of my homies know. You know, and you know, like I said, you guys.
Yeah, man.
And as I find out things, I'll tell you. I mean, there's nothing that really, I really don't care about being open and honest about it. It is what it is. It doesn't make me gay. It doesn't make me anything. It just makes me in love with soon-to-be female.
And I know you're feeling like better and better about everything, but if you ever have a night and you feel whatever, call me anytime, my man. I love you.
I love you too, Wheat. Will do.
All right.
Luker.
I love you guys.
All right, Mikey. Love you too, buddy.
Okay.
Hi, Mikey.
Yep. See you, man.